going to fold some laundry and talk about life things. This is unscripted, so enjoy whatever comes out of my mouth. So, high key, been a bit of a stressful week. We're currently putting together Onegin. It's a beautiful ballet. I've never actually seen it in full, so that's been quite nice actually to watch the full calls and see the whole story come together. It's very lovely. However, there's just lots of casting things going on right now. We're getting to the point in the season where injuries start happening, people are ill, etc, etc. People are like disappearing because they have to go and do something, whatever. So there's just a lot of things up in the air, and sometimes it's like, oh, am I gonna go in for this thing? Am I gonna have to do this, etc, etc. And I don't really do well with the unknown. So my anxiety this week has kind of just gone like that, which is really nice. It's just very exhausting. Life is just so much harder to deal with when your body is giving you the signals that you're being like hunted for sport or something. It's just not great. However, in a way, I was laughing about this last night quite deliriously. Having just been so on edge throughout the whole week, by Friday I just sort of had nothing left to give. So when I did like sort of have to, you know, go into a new place, or at least I thought I was going to, I almost had like no nervousness left because I had just literally expended it all the past 4 days in anticipation of something possibly happening. So kind of useful? I don't know. I think the next few weeks are going to be quite busy. So really, I just sort of have to hold on tight until my mid-season break, which is at the end of January. I'll have a week off. I didn't plan anything, really, for this year's break. Last year, I went to Amsterdam and The Hague, and I stayed with my friend, Alina. And that was lovely. It was very cold, but I was really enjoying those cities and spending time with my best friend. But when it came to it this year, I just sort of, I don't know, I couldn't really be bothered to plan anything. One thing I noticed last year, obviously I stayed in Europe, but there were some people who went away to nice, hot, sunny places, and I remember feeling very jealous of that. Seeing people in January come back with a tan was crazy. So ideally I would have liked to have gone somewhere hot and sunny, but that would have cost a lot of money, and I don't feel like spending that money right now. Yeah, I just didn't feel that fussed about going anywhere. To be honest, I want to prioritize resting, and I don't need to go away somewhere to do that. Like, I can stay here in the flat and do that. I do need to start planning what I'm going to do this summer. Last summer I went to Nice and had the time of my life. I truly haven't felt that relaxed, probably ever, to be quite honest. So I'll probably do another little solo trip somewhere warm. However, this time I need to make sure I do the trip at the end of my break so that I can go back to work looking nice and tanned. Because last time I kind of went in the middle of my break and then came home, went to my like family home for a bit, and then came back to work. And by the time I went back to work, my tan was gone. I also want to be away somewhere sunny for longer, because the thing is, I was only in Nice for about 4 full days, which really wasn't a lot of time. And as soon as I got there and realised how much I was loving it, I was like, damn, I should have made this trip longer. So that's something I will be taking into consideration this time. I have been listening to the Wicked score. The score of the film is beautiful and genius, and I want to talk a little bit about that. Obviously, the concept of like leitmotifs is not new, and it's been around literally forever, but you know, it's a beautiful thing. And the joy of using leitmotifs in a musical film score is that it kind of adds so much more meaning, because instead of just having these like motifs that you associate with the character just because that's what the score is telling us to do, the motifs are coming from actual songs and lyrics, and it adds just so much more meaning to them. And in the Wicked score, like, there's so much sprinkled throughout. One of my favourite scenes score-wise is the train to the Emerald City when, you know, Glinda and Elphaba are saying goodbye, and there's so much in there. There's like the absolutely just tear-jerking repetition of No One Mourns the Wicked as they wave goodbye, which just, oh my god, it just adds like so much. It makes me want to cry. I love it. And then there's also bits of like Couldn't Be Happier from next film. Hello, editing Blake here. An important thing I missed out is that also before the repetition of No One Mourns the Wicked, we also get the allusions to What Is This Feeling? That melody plays again. It's just chef's kiss, perfection. And then also throughout the film, there's so many hints to For Good. It's just so good. They ate so bad, man. I love that film. I've seen it 4 times. I have never watched a film in theatres 4 times, but I just love it so much. It has its flaws. It does have its flaws. And I appreciate that. But I love the good parts too much. I'm seeing these deleted scenes though, like on TikTok, and I'm thinking we need to re-edit the movie. I'm thinking that we could take out some things and trim some things down so that we could include the deleted scenes, because all of them seem so important and integral to the characters. I don't really understand why they got taken out. What else is going on? Oh my god, I'm getting so uncomfortable sat in this position. I'm a bit low in frame, but I think I'm slouching like some sort of creature. There's so much laundry. I'm just like surrounded by an ocean of garments. I had quite a peculiar dream yesterday. The key thing I remember is that there was one scene of it, because I often think my dreams have like different scenes. There was one scene where it was like a real life motorcycle game where you were basically just on a motorcycle and you could drive around wherever. I don't know. So I start driving around in this motorcycle game. I'm holding a cushion for some reason, and I'm driving around like Leicester Square on this bike, and I have this cushion in my hand, and I'm like, this is so annoying and inconvenient. Like, I need to throw this away somewhere. So I'm driving around, and then I go through this like shopping centre type thing, and there's another bike that's like charging, and it's connected to a wire, and this wire is running along the floor. And so I'm thinking, oh, I need to go that way, but this wire's kind of in the way. I'm just gonna drive over it. I'm sure it's fine. Anyways, it's not fine. I drive over the wire, and then the person on the other bike gets angry and starts chasing me through the city. And so I'm on a motorbike chase. Very strange. And then I end up in a field, and it's sunny. It's like a hot summer's day, and I'm listening to So American by Olivia Rodrigo, and I'm running through this field, and it's like a music video, and I feel really free and amazing. And then it gets to the end of like the bridge, and I sort of just collapse on the floor, like, you know, as the song like dies down at that point. And then suddenly I'm exhausted. I'm overcome with exhaustion. I'm breathing, panting, sweating, because it's sunny outside, it's hot. And then, I don't know what happened, but something in the dream made me start laughing a lot, because then I remember I woke up and I was laughing about something. That's always funny when that happens, when you wake up laughing about a dream. The inverse, though, it's always absolutely terrible when you wake up crying from a dream. I once had this dream that there was this dog with me in my house or something. He was kind of sat far away from me. It was like a golden retriever, so cute. I wanted to pet him and like stroke him. So I was telling him to like come over to me, and he was like ill or something, or old, and he just didn't have the strength to get up and walk over, and he kept trying and falling over, and I literally woke up sobbing. It was crazy. I've never had a dog, mind you. We weren't really an animals household. We had like 2 gerbils at one point, but they both like went blind and ate each other. So I saw a post the other day of someone saying how awful it is now when they click on, say, like a YouTube video or something that says it was 5 years ago and it's from 2020, not 2015. That's really jarring for me. I think the big one is going to be next year, when 2016 is 10 years ago. Because for me, I kind of separate my life into certain chunks, and 2015 backwards is sort of what I would call prehistoric, my sort of childhood years. Then 2016 onwards is sort of like, I describe it as when I woke up. It's when I feel like real life things started happening, and I just also became more aware of the wider world, and I think I was like using the internet more. So 2016 for me is like a big year in terms of like that's the next chunk of life. I'd say 2016 is probably when I start remembering everything super clearly. Everything before that is like, I guess, a bit more patchy. So the fact that all the stuff that went down in 2016 is going to be 10 years ago next year, it's going to mess with my brain. How long have I been recording? 20 minutes. That's not that bad. My last video, which I should have uploaded by now, my face painting video, that was 35 minutes of footage. It took me so long to edit that. In fact, at the time of recording this, I still haven't finished editing it. It all comes together somehow, but like sometimes it just takes a really long time. That video has taken forever. And like for what? For me to look like a cow? I think I'm gonna go. I don't have anything else to say. I'm gonna finish folding this off camera. I've done most of it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next week. Have a nice time. What? Have a good week, I guess. I don't usually say that. I'm just gonna go. Goodbye. Oh my god. So many clothes.